Hello everybody, it's Magma and I'm here with another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're taking a look at the 4502 X-Wing fighter from 2004, and this is a really exciting review because we haven't had one of these old LEGO Star Wars sets on the channel for a long time. So, taking a look at the set, it has 563 pieces. It includes 3 minifigures, 2 of which are pretty rare. We have Luke Skywalker from Dagobah, and he is an exclusive minifigure because, he was only released in this set, and on top of that, for some reason he's a really desired piece for collectors, which means that he goes for around $30 or $40 on Bricklink, I believe. So he is a pretty exclusive minifigure, and I'm so glad to finally have him in a really pristine condition over here. So he has his blonde hair, pretty usual face print. What makes him really unique is his torso printing and his little backpack print. So, and we can actually attach Yoda to the backpack. Next up we have Yoda, and he was released in this set and in the Wookiee Catamaran, I believe. So, and also in the Count Dooku duel type thing. So he was only released in 3 sets. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. But I don't know. I have something for the old Yoda. A lot of people really don't like the way he looks, but personally, I do feel like the torso print is very nice, and the face, the head mold. Sure, it doesn't have a lot of printing, but I do believe that it's more accurate than the ones we have nowadays. So, very glad to have this little Yoda. However, the stick is a little bit oversized. And then we also have a regular R2-D2 minifigure. So that's about it for the minifigures. I mean, I guess Luke and Yoda do make this set quite unique. Taking a look at the set itself, I don't know, it was retailed for $50 US. And this is the same, or pretty much the same X-Wing that we had in 2006. But this one, however, is somewhat cheaper, and it comes with Yoda's hut, which was only ever released in this set. There was a newer version of Yoda's hut remade recently, but it doesn't look nearly as good as this one, and doesn't have nearly as many printed elements and, nice little things. I do like the new Yoda's hut. I mean, I don't actually have it. I do feel like it's a good set, but it doesn't have the vintage and old look of this set. And something I really enjoy about these older LEGO Star Wars sets is that they had like an X-Wing, and then they had like another small build which came with it, which is something we never really see nowadays. We never get like 2-in-1 type of sets, so that's what makes this set particularly unique. So I'd like to start off with, I guess we'll start off with the X-Wing, and then we'll move on to Yoda's hut. I feel like that's the more logical way to take a look at this set. So, the X-Wing, well, I've actually already reviewed this set because it is actually pretty much the identical build of the one released in 2006, which I've already made a couple reviews on my channel about that set. There are some things that changed, such as this gray nose over here, which I believe was really released as white, but I could be wrong about that, so let me know if you guys know. Regarding the, let's see, regarding, there's some swamp pieces over here, some swamp, like, algae, I guess, so, I feel like that's just to make it look better next to the little, Yoda's hut. Doesn't really bring anything to the set. It feels pretty fragile, though, especially when you get to know some of the newer sets recently released. So, little landing gear over here, then we have a little cockpit. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with how an X-Wing works. I'm not going to fit Luke, actually. I'm not going to fit him in there yet, because I want to show you how he looks like in Yoda's hut. And I do have to be honest with you guys, I actually only did get this set just for Yoda's hut. I really didn't care about getting another one of these older X-Wings, because while I was building it, I just really felt like I was just rebuilding my old X-Wing again and again and again. Down here, there's actually some little extra elements. There's actually some little extra elements, and that's Luke's helmet and his lightsaber. So, and it's one of the old chrome lightsabers, and then just Luke's helmet. So nothing changes over here. And that just closes back up like this. It's kind of hard to make it close 100% sometimes, so you kind of just have to play around with it. But most of the time it does close, most of the time. And this is the older X-Wing with the, what do you call them? The rubber bands, as you can tell. So what you have to do for that is that you're going to have to use this little knob over here, and then you're going to have to turn. And it does take a little bit of time, not as quick as the recent X-Wings, but if I do give you a little of a backup, there you go. Yeah, it does work. System does work pretty well, as you can tell, and you know, it does. There's no doubt that it's gonna look like an X-Wing. Looks kind of funny with the little plant pieces, but you can definitely remove that if you don't want to have the X-Wing in the swamp. So that's actually about it for the X-Wing. I would like to go more in depth, but I've already talked so many times about this model. And yeah, so you know, you get the engines, you get the guns, you have this little print piece over here which shows Luke's emblem in a way. Here's a look at the other stuff. You have this piece which kind of opens up, so if you have something wrong with the mechanism you can sort of repair it, but it's mostly made to just cover it up and make it look more decent. So yeah, just by looking at this old set, especially with all the new X-Wings released, you can really tell how LEGO has improved, but also a little bit of a nostalgic sort of build for the X-Wing. That's actually about it for the X-Wing. I don't have much more to say because, yeah, it's one of those old X-Wings. So definitely a nice build. Really do enjoy it. It looks great. And if you don't have the older X-Wing, since the 2004 and 2006 models are pretty much identical, I would rather have you get this set because you also get Yoda's hut with it, which is what I'm going to get to right now. So here it is. And it is relatively small, and what's nice about this model is that it does look really nice, but only from one angle, because if you do put it like this, it does look a little bit less good, and obviously from this angle it doesn't look too good. But this is exactly what's great about this set, is that you do have a nice little display angle, but if you do want to just open it up like this, then that's how simple it gets. You just open it up and then you have a full interior. Now let's get Yoda. So it's pretty accurate because you can actually have Yoda standing in the doorway like this, but obviously Luke is not going to fit there, so nice little Yoda over here. And so there's a little barrel. I don't believe anything. I feel like there's supposed to be a snake in there or something like that, but I didn't get anything with the set, so there's just a little empty barrel. I guess that's where we can put his little walking stick. This. Here on the table we have a little cup and a little glass, I think. Here is a little stove, which comes with a little pan, so Yoda can be cooking his little snakes or whatever he eats. And on the other side we have Yoda's bed, so we can have it's kind of hard. You can't actually, I mean, you sort of can get Yoda to fit on the bed. There you go. But what is actually a little bit exciting about the bed is that you can remove this top piece, and inside, really hidden, is his lightsaber. So chrome hilt and the green blade. Just put that back, and that's actually it for, I mean, the amount of playability. You can also just really, all these little sections are connected with hinges, so you can really just switch around the configuration however you wish. I mean, there's no ideal way to put it, I guess. So yeah, it's a nice little hut. And then if you close this on top, you can tell obviously that this is a printed piece, which it is a very nice printed piece and very exclusive to this set. I could be wrong again because I'm not too familiar with all the other LEGO themes, but I do believe it's not released in any other LEGO set. I mean, it might have been in some sort of Harry Potter set, but I wouldn't know about that. And then from the outside, here's the aesthetic look of the little hut. Nice little entrance. There you go. So yeah, It's kind of funny because I've always wanted to get this set, and I never knew how simple and uncomplicated it was. I mean, it's such a simple build, which doesn't have there's nothing complex about it, but it's just so nostalgic in a way. So I don't know, something about this set is just so much fun. And then also obviously getting Luke Skywalker in yellow, it is very nostalgic. You don't really see that too often. What I meant earlier on by having Yoda on top of Luke is that you can actually have him have his little hand. Actually, there you go. You can have his little hand attached to the backpack. There you go, and then put the backpack back on. And then you can sort of have Luke and Yoda like this. So yeah, so that's what I meant earlier on. And then obviously you can do all his flips and all his training and all that stuff. So it is a very nice set. It's sort of the only set we get in the entire like Lego Star Wars line that has to do with Dagobah, except the newly released Yoda's hut. But that set doesn't really embrace exactly 100% the look of Yoda's hut. For some reason this one just looks way more detailed and nostalgic, and it just looks way more swamp-like. The other one just looks like a big gray bulky house in the middle of Yoda's swamp in Dagobah, which, I don't know, there's something that doesn't look too good with the new one, and something that looks way more aesthetically pleasing with this older model. So that's all I have to say about Yoda's hut, and that's all I have to say about the X-Wing in general. So that's about it for the set. It's kind of what you see is what you get, and that's also, well, that's mostly true with all these old Lego Star Wars sets, because the newer ones are just filled with little hidden play features and hidden stuff, but these old sets, what you see is what you get. But then again, it is nice to get for $50 an X-Wing and Yoda's hut. So that's actually going to be it for this review. Please leave some comment and feedback in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time here on Magma's channel for another great Lego Star Wars video. Bye bye.